suspicious. Still haven't had the police show up to investigate this hate crime. I called about 10 a.m. But it is suspicious that this guy parks over there where all of this major problem and activity has also been happening. He's too smart to pull into the direct under the beauty store parking if he is involved. He'll probably go around the front. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of hard not to be paranoid when you got this kind of stuff going on. And they won't even come and investigate this hate crime. Why? Because I've called so many times and they've blown me off. Because the Chula Vista police, have done nothing but things against me. And so, and I'll say that started when they took my children illegally and put them with Katie Maldonado, a corrupt child protective service social worker. Here in Chula Vista. What else? Oh, they arrested Enoch for calling for help. Somebody punched him in the face, so they sent my son to jail. And we had to pay $2,000 bail. That's extortion. That's hate crimes being done by the Chula Vista Police Department, aiding and abetting that person, that construction worker that was working on L Street at the time, aiding and abetting. There's another one of them from around the corner who also has been involved, aiding and abetting in covering up the crimes that have been done. So instead of arresting the person that assaulted my son, instead of sending him to jail, instead of him having to bail himself out for assault and battery, the corrupt Chula Vista police instead arrested Enoch. Then they wouldn't let it go to trial. District attorney said, there's no case here, we're dropping it, but they wouldn't drop the charges. So they left my son looking like a criminal on paper and didn't give us any way to get justice for what was done, for being violated, for not having our civil rights protected, for being assaulted and terrorized. Nothing. Just like with this recent restraining order that I had the proof. I had subpoenaed the audio 911 call where you could hear the proof spoken. But the judge would not accept the evidence that I subpoenaed for him and gave to him and paid $15 for, because he said he didn't have a transcript. And because he said I wasn't able to give it to the person that I was looking for protection from. Now, that person chose to do a video conference. Had he been inside the courtroom, he would not have gotten away with the slander, with the lies, and with all of the other things that he did in that court. He perjured himself. He lied. But they covered up for him, because ultimately they're going to make him probably the fall guy. But I'm going to tell you this. There are a lot more people involved in it than him. There are people around this block involved in it, in this neighborhood. There are people that work out of Radiant Beauty Supply Bob Day, my neighbor who shares a common fence with me, is involved in it. He's the one who told the police that he heard dogs barking, a big dog and a little dog, on the 29th of August, 2021, when gunshots were heard outside of my window. 5 gunshots were heard. And so this is the stuff that they're all covering up. They're all covering up for each other. Some of the people have actually already moved out of the neighborhood so that they could get away from being called because they were involved. One guy lived on the back end on K Street and Del Mar, and he used to walk his bulldog and bully me with it when he would come around the corner. I got to see him say goodbye to one of the neighbors across the way, pretending to be like he was a nice guy with his wife and saying to keep in touch. But, you know, he was one of several neighbors have actually moved out. Some have not. So there's still a lot of them that are very close, that are literally within 1 block, around the block, and in this general vicinity that are involved. And of course, the ponytail man that works at Radiant and his son, and the son and his Latin friends are also involved. They're all involved in these hate crimes and this terrorism that they're doing. And they're the ones that I know staged and set up this car across the street. So this is April the 8th. It is late in the afternoon. It's probably almost 4 o'clock now. I called early this morning, long before lunch. I think it was 10 a.m. Chula Vista Police Department here to investigate the hate crime that is being perpetrated against me by this community. And nothing at all was done. So I guess I will have to pick this up again tomorrow and try again. But in the meantime, this will be posted. This will be documented. This will be recorded. I will try and do my best to gather evidence, whether it's the people or not, because some of them are outsourced so that the suspicious people can be investigated. But at this point, waiting around for the Chula Vista Police to come and investigate the hate crime is not happening. And I don't think that the Chula Vista Police want to investigate the hate crime because they want the people who did the hate crime to get away with it. So now, this person has come to pick up this car and remove the evidence of the hate crime that was parked across the street that I reported to the police this morning at 10 a.m.